Hi, I'm Steve Clapham, and I'd like to talk to you about SPACs. We're going to do a few valuation kind of videos, and the SPAC phenomenon has been going for quite some time. 2020 was a record. 2021 already in March is almost beating the record in 2020. And there was an amazing article that I read in the FT, and I was stunned by this because it talked about the flotation via SPAC, reverse float, of eToro. Let's just have a look. So this is FT Lex column, and you can see that what they're talking about is eToro SPAC bull rider clings on for $10.4 billion valuation. In Spanish, toro means bull. Well, it's certainly been a bull market, and what they're saying in here that eToro has got 605 million in revenue, and it's going to go public at a $10.4 billion valuation. Wow, that's really something, isn't it? That is nearly 17.5 times revenues. They go on to tell you that the SPAC deal values the equity at 109 times last year's EBITDA, or a more reasonable 15 times based on eToro's 2025 forecast. But listen, that suggests that the company can hit $700 million in EBITDA in 5 years' time. Like, just wait a second. Its revenues last year in 2020 were only $605 million. Now, that is an unbelievable jump. But let's have a look at how it's grown. So this chap, MJH, Hedgie 007, kindly responded to me on Twitter, and he said, 2017, 2018, boosted by strong crypto demand. 2020, however, that was all organic. And you can see here that the business used to have a significant amount of cryptocurrency revenue, and that's all disappeared. So the idea is this is now somehow higher quality revenue. Well, I've got news for you. That 2020 number, that was heavily fueled by the pandemic. There was no sports betting, and we're in the middle of a raging bull market. This is, to me, is ridiculous. Why do I say that? Well, look, it's hard for me to imagine that there could be a better series of circumstances to help a business like eToro than 2020. It's possible that their users will continue to grow. It's possible that they'll make 700 million in EBITDA in 2025. But even if they do, you know, the stock will be trading at 15 times earnings in 2025, valued at 10.4 billion, and you wouldn't have made any money. I mean, some people might say, look, they've got a lot of users. Users have increased by 5 million to 17.5 million. That's only $600 per user. Well, I know that doesn't sound so bad, but all this trading is free. How is this company going to make $600 per user? And it actually gets worse, because there's only 1.2 million funded accounts. That's a valuation of 8,750, nearly $9,000 a user. I'm flabbergasted. I don't understand why anybody would pay $10.4 billion to invest in eToro today. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's some huge barrier to entry that stops me setting up a business that does trading for private investors, for millennials. But guess what? It's not that complicated. And at $10.4 billion valuation, well, I imagine that there'll be quite a few people thinking, oh, we'd like a slice of that action. So to me, the eToro SPAC idea is just one more example of this bull market where things have got really quite overheated in many areas. So Good luck if you're thinking of investing in that. Come back to me in 2025, and if you haven't lost money in 2025, I'll congratulate you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel.